Um, so, things are heating up right now in Ukraine and Russia. Um, Definitely things have been turning here lately. Russia has lost around 40% of their oil production. They're having to import oil right now. They're getting hammered so hard by Ukraine. Um, and, we're supposed to be sending American Tomahawk missiles. That will definitely change things too. Them things go 2,500 kilometers. So that's going to be further than anything Ukraine has received. So anything in Moscow is in reach. This adds more than 2,000 military bases, targets in their sights and their crosshairs now. That's a lot of capabilities. And you got Ingalls Air Force Base where they store their bombers. So that could be a big target right there. Then you got the Shahid drone base where they build drones factory. That could be a big target. I guess we're fixing to find out and see because I'm pretty sure they're heading over there. According to Donald Trump, he says, I have made a decision. I know what I'm doing. I just want to know what they're going to do with them. What is their targets? Uh, if I was Ukraine, I know what my first two targets would be. It would definitely be the Ingalls bomber base where them bombers are stored. And it would definitely be the Shahid drone base. Take out two of the main targets, you know what I'm saying? And you've just eliminated a lot of the problem that's coming into Ukraine every day. You got 4, 5, 600 drones per day coming in Ukraine right now. And, you got 30, 40, 50 missiles coming in between and behind them missiles, doing a lot of damage. A lot of civilians and children are being just slaughtered. These missiles and drones coming in. And right now, we're seeing the United States has spy planes that has been encircling Russia. So, what is the United States, doing? What are we planning? We got spy planes flying over Russia. We're watching every move that they're making right now since they sent them drones into NATO territory. Uh, it is hard to tell. We will find out though what is fixing to come. Uh, Hopefully, it's not World War III. We don't want that. But if it is, the United States, I'm going to tell you right now, is way more powerful than Russia. Way more powerful. Russia has lost 1.1 million soldiers, more than that, in this war. I checked yesterday, and we're at 1.1. We're at 1,120,000 almost lost. Is how many is lost. They've lost over 12,000 battle tanks in this war. Right at 800 aircraft. I mean, look at the numbers. And then you look at Afghanistan. When they was in Afghanistan, they lost around 15,000 troops dead. They're losing in a month. Right now in Ukraine, more than they lost in their 10 whole years in Afghanistan. It is crazy. It is bloody. It is nasty. Nasty. Look at us, the United States. Our 20 plus years in the Middle East. We lost in just Afghanistan. We lost about 2,500 soldiers in the whole entire Middle East. Though you got Iraq, you got Syria, you got all these other countries was in. We lost a little bit over 7,000 troops, 20 plus years. That is how much better our stuff is than Russia's, and it's a lot of it. If you pay attention, it's because our Navy power, our air superiority. Like when Wagner, a lot of people don't know this. We had conflict in Syria with the Wagner group. 500 Wagner fighters tried to attack a group of almost 40 soldiers, a little bit over 40 soldiers. Man, they called for air support. When them F-16s, F-22s started coming, C-130s started coming, them American bombers came along, Them 500 Wagner fighters never stood a chance. They was a scrambling and dying left and right. Left and right, they was dying. They got their asses whooped by the United States. It wasn't even a competition. We wiped out about half of Wagner Group. Not a single American was even scathed. Not even nothing. That is how badass the USA is. And a lot of people don't think about that stuff, but we're a badass country. We got stuff other countries do not, such as our stealth. You look at the F-22s, the F-35s, and stuff like that, and our B-2 bombers. When we went in on Iran a couple months back, nobody knew it was coming. They didn't know where them bombers was. They had no clue. And then the precision we had when we dropped them bunker busters. We dropped it in the hole. And then another one come back behind and dropped it in the same hole to get down in there where it had to be to destroy their nuclear facilities. That is how badass we are. We have very precision weapons. We're very well trained. We're very well equipped. And if you look at the statistics, our Air Force gets about triple the training that Russia does. That's why our defense budget is so much bigger. We get our training, we train 10 times more. That's like if you look at China, they cannot launch the aircraft off their aircraft carriers the way we do, at the speeds we do, and as many as we do at a time. They can't. Or land them. They just can't. They don't have them capabilities to do what we do. So when you look at what is going on in the world, I'm not worried, because I know how badass my 2+ million soldiers is that is defending this country. And I'm not one bit worried about Russia. America's not worried about Russia. Like I said, they have lost 1,120,000 soldiers almost. Russia's not in a good place. 40% of their oil is wiped out. Right now, they're one of the biggest oil production countries in the world is having to import oil. I mean, they're not doing so hot at all. And we're just going to have to see where this goes, is all I know. Right now, it's not looking good, though. You know, Ukraine is losing a lot. Russia's losing a lot. But it's just crazy. When you're losing 7,000 to 8,000 soldiers a week, that is a lot of people that's dead, a lot of people that's never going to be the same again. Period. Will never be the same, even the ones that live. You know, they'll never be able to do with their kids what they used to do. It's awful when you watch it. I would like to, you know, see them come to the table, but that ain't happening. Ain't no way. Both sides right now are too into it, have nothing else. Ukraine not going to hand anything over, and Russia just wants to take everything. So, but yeah, what do you think? I'm pretty sure, though. I'm about 99.9% sure they're getting Tomahawk missiles. If that happens, like I said, they got about a 2,500 kilometer range. That is further than anything we have sent. The ATACMS missiles we sent them only go 190 miles. That ain't nothing compared to 2,500 kilometers, not even close. It's about, what, 7, 8 times further the distance. And the warheads are a lot bigger. When them things blow up, it's going to be a lot more damage. That's going to be what it takes to take out these bridges. And you think these oil fields are being hit hard now with Ukrainian drones. Just wait till these Tomahawks start flying. Be a lot more damage. A lot more weight behind them, a lot more explosives. I guess we'll see, though. Trump says he's made the decision. He just wants to know what they're going to do with them. To me, it sounds like he's going to do it. Because, you know, he's a surprise kind of man. You remember, like, when we hit Iran, he said, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. Yeah, we gave him 2 weeks, all right. We hit him in like 2 days. 2 days we hit them. So that's the thing, though. You can't tell everything. You cannot tell all of our secrets that we're going to do. You know, if you just knew it right, there's probably already Tomahawks over in Ukraine, and they're just waiting to, you know, for the time that they're going to send them things flying. I mean, we don't know. Could be. That's a high possibility. And we could wake up in the morning and Zelensky, and the headlines be on TV, Zelensky just hit Engels Air Force Base with 50 Tomahawks and 250 drones or something like that. And that would be devastating, because that's where they store their bombers. That's where most of their bombers are stored. Or their Shahed base. You know, just think about that. You got 50 or 60 Tomahawks flying, and you got a couple hundred drones, you know, leading the way, you know, distracting their air defense systems, you know, and they shooting them, and missiles break through the air defenses, and bam, their biggest drone factories just got wiped out. That's what I would do with them things, because that's the main source. But yeah, just the fact that them Tomahawks open up over 2,000 more targets for Ukraine to hit, that's a lot of extra targets that Russia's got to worry about. And that is going to draw stuff back from the front lines too. When you think about it, just think of all the air defense systems they have on the front lines. And if they get something that's going to be hitting Moscow and all these extra targets that's able to be hit now on the radar, that's going to draw a lot of their defense systems and people from the front lines to have to go back and, you know, protect other facilities and stuff throughout Moscow. Anyhow, that is it for today, because I'm going to have to get ready and work. But we will find out and see what happens. We will see if Trump sends them Tomahawks. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure he will. If not, has. We will just have to see. You guys have a good day.